Hi, I'm Chandra Jarrett, and I'd like to welcome you to my Patreon place. Thank you for taking the time to connect, and I hope I can join you on your leadership journey as you listen to my content and maybe join one of my community spaces. I'm an executive leadership coach, speaker, facilitator, and the founder of Joy Consulting Group, which is a for profit that offers executive leadership coaching and consulting for individuals and organizations, primarily nonprofits, because nonprofits are the space that I believe I've been called to. I have a degree in mechanical engineering, but I left engineering 28 years ago because of my passion for leadership development as a single mom and as a woman of color in the leadership space. I saw this gap. But I love that nonprofits are boots on the ground, which is why a lot of the work I do is for nonprofits who may not be able to get the type of executive coaching and leadership training that many times corporations can pay for. So I love serving nonprofits. I also have my own nonprofit that I am the founder of, and it is Sister Strengthening Sisters, where I provide workshops and conferences and gatherings that encourage, educate, and empower Christian women to really walk out their story. I'm also the author of a few books. What I Wish I Knew About Abortion was the first book I published. How Cancer Saved My Life was the second book I published. I'm a two-time cancer thriver because I say I am thriving, not just surviving. I also published a 30-day, how do I call it, a 30-day affirmation journal titled How to Shatter Your Glass Ceiling. And I recently published a book titled Lipstick Lattes and Leadership. And I'll share more about that book that's taken on its own movement. For more than 30 years, I've worked in corporate leadership, coaching, organizational development, and ministry, helping women connect the dots between their life experiences and their leadership journeys. And I love doing that. My passion is helping Christian professional women lead with wisdom, move with strategy, and influence with integrity. And those three pillars are really important to me because sometimes we have leaders, I keep pausing because you see, this really is the heart of what I do, that are leading well, but not with wisdom. And as women, I found that we have the credentials, but we don't always know the unwritten rules or how to play the game in the cultures where we are. So, moving with strategy is really important. But in the end, if what we're doing is not being done with integrity, then our influence is being undermined by the decisions we're making or how we lead. And that can be for both men and women. So, leading with wisdom, moving with strategy, and influencing with integrity is really important to me in how we lead and how we move throughout the earth. I believe leadership is more than a title or a position. It is the intersection of who we are, what we've experienced, and how we show up in the world. And that's why much of my work focuses on the woman behind the leader. It's the woman navigating career, calling, relationships, faith, responsibility, and purpose, because all of that matters. And this community is designed for women who want to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually while learning how to lead well in the spaces where God has placed them. We are queens. That's all I'm going to say. I'll unpack it more. Through this Patreon community, I share leadership lessons, biblical insights, coaching tools, personal reflections, and behind the scenes content for my work, including lipstick lattes and leadership gatherings, right? I have gatherings where women who've purchased the book get to come into the space at no cost and go through the book with me. Then I have gatherings through Sister Strengthening Sisters where I talk about the woman behind the leader. Like, who are we, right? I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother, I'm a daughter, I'm a caregiver. But more than anything, I'm a daughter of Christ with a purpose and a destiny. And all of my life, all of who I am is the woman behind the leader that shows up in corporate spaces, in meetings, in ministry spaces. And then I recently created the Elevated Leader cohort for professional women. And it really is a space where we talk about everything from culture, family culture, church culture, societal culture, to patriarchal culture. And what does it mean to elevate if the systems never change? If the culture doesn't change, right? What does it look like to elevate as a leader? And you can find that on my website. And then my new favorite that really brings everything together is the book I'm working on that will become most of the content here on Patreon. Is that book title is Leadership is a Game of Chess, Not Checkers. And it really is the framework that I've had the last 20 plus years to be able to put together and walk through what it looks like to learn the game, to learn the board, to learn the pieces, to understand the strategy, to make the moves, right? To lead with wisdom, move with strategy, and influence with integrity. Now, I'll give you just a little hint. I'm doing it through the story of Esther in the Bible. But I start with Vashti because I believe that Vashti took a stance for her dignity. And had she not taken a stance, it would have never opened up the space for Esther. So, ladies, I'll say this. Sometimes we sacrifice where we are to make space for others, but we're all queens in the end. So, together, we'll explore leadership, faith, influence, community, confidence, culture, identity, and strategic moves that help women thrive in life and leadership. I hope that whether you're leading in the workplace, building something new, serving in ministry, or seeking clarity for your next season, my hope is that you'll grow in confidence, strengthen your leadership, and walk fully in the purpose God has for your life as you join us. Because leadership isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are and who you become. My greatest passion is helping women discover that their past is not their permanent address. Our past does not define us and it does not have to paralyze us. I believe that God can redeem every chapter of your story and use it to shape your influence, strengthen your leadership, and impact the lives of others. Your story is not a disqualification. It may be the very thing God uses to prepare you for your calling. I've learned that leadership really is a game of chess, not checkers. And joining this community will change the game for you. Choose the tier that's best for you. The board is set. My friend, it's your move now.